Come on.
Come on.
Oh, no. I think a lot of the boys... yeah, that's more than enough. I think a lot of the boys in the audience would have liked to have kissed Linda more than me, wouldn't they? I know.
Only one.
At least there's one.
His little hands out like this.
Like anybody. But in case you think we've all gone mad, we haven't, because apparently being openly affectionate makes us nicer people. So, in fact, if parents kiss each other a lot, they're less likely to shout at their kids. Now, why when I think of shouting at kids do I look at you, Nadia?
Do you know what? It's funny, because since my daughter had her sex education class about a month ago, when she said, "Mummy, I didn't realise life was about that and it's awful," she's got very, very cross if she sees Mark or I kissing. And in fact, the other day, we were in the hall and we weren't doing a snog. I mean, never snog in front of them. We were just having a kiss and I just happened to be against the wall. And she came round the corner. No, honestly, it sounds worse than it was. I think I was tired, so I was leaning against the wall. And she came round the corner. She went, oh, in front of the children against the wall. Kiki. So Kiki came running round, who's 7, who's now just copying Maddie. It's disgusting. and Mark said, "Oh, for goodness sake, what would you prefer, us kissing or us rowing?" Neither. They're both as bad as each other. So when we were coming into school this morning, they were talking about this on the radio, and they were saying, you know, that there is proof that couples that kiss and cuddle are less likely to shout in front of their kids. She did have to acquiesce.
Well, the thing is, though, I was just going to say that, I mean, if you're being kissed and hugged all the time, of course you're going to be in a better frame of mind, aren't you?
Of course,
a nicer
if you're a
person.
couple and you're kissing, cuddling, that means you're getting on. And I think it gives security to the kids. I know mine might go, "I'll get a room," you know, to me and Sam, but to them, they know that you are a united, you know, couple, and you're not, you know, because there's so much divorce with parents at school and things.
I think if we're honest as well, you've had that day, haven't you, where you're having a bad day with your partner, and if we're really... I do it with my girls, and I'll go, "Oh, for God's sake, why have you left the frustration on the floor?" And actually, that's not really about them. That's actually...
You did that to me in the dressing room.
She does that all the time.
It's actually because I'm annoyed with him.
I think, I mean, I remember my mum died, and I didn't like them kissing or anything. And then when Keely and I... she was with me one day, and Ken and I didn't kiss very often. Didn't really like each other, you see. But
Are you turning this into a personal tragedy?
yes, personal tragedy. Yes, get your hankies out. But one day we did kiss, out of 20-odd years, and Keely burst into tears.
I thought it was so lovely.
Get off her, Daddy, get off her. It was awful.
It was very funny because my brother is 7 years younger than me and my sister was 7 years older than me. And we used to always think that my parents only did it every 7 years. Never mind kissing.
My grandmother did. My grandmother had 3 children. She said, "That's the 3 times I did it, and I'm never going to do it again."
But you know, I come from a very kissy-huggy family, and right down the line, we are kissy-huggy. But I was doing an interview one day with Roald Dahl's daughter, Tessa, isn't it? Tessa.
Yeah.
And she told me a very sad thing, because her dad was very ill at that time. And she said, on his deathbed, my dad told me for the very first time that he loved me. Which I thought was sad.
Do you know, my mum has never said to me that she loves me. No, never. But not really, like, never. I don't think my father ever has, actually, either. But I feel like the most loved person ever. But they just have never said those words. And I think often you can say those words and not really mean them.
Well, I think actions, you know, the phrase "actions speak louder than words" do, because I think that generation found it difficult to show affection and say that they love you.
My husband wouldn't even hold my hand.
Oh.
In the walking down the street.
No, my ex
said, "Don't do that."
Sorry, I know I love...
Spoiling my image.
Well, girls, I'm sure we will continue to talk about this after the programme, spoiling her image.